मेरा नाम गुरप्रीत सिंह है। विलेज हयात नगर, तहसील बिलासपुर का रहने वाला हूँ। मेरे बच्चे का घुटना थोड़ा टेढ़ा था। घुटने में बचपन से प्रॉब्लम थी। डॉक्टर रतन से मिले थे रुद्रपुर, उन्होंने बताया था। तो उसका ऑपरेशन हुआ, बहुत बढ़िया गुड है। CK बिरला हॉस्पिटल में लाए हैं। कल हम आए थे और कल ही ऑपरेशन होके आज बच्चा हमें मिल चुका है।
Hello everyone, I am Dr. Ratnav Ratan, consultant pediatric orthopedics and sports injuries at CK Bill Hospital, Sector 51. So this is one of our case, very interesting case. The newborn, I saw him as a newborn at 13 days of age in December 2019, and the child was born with an hyperextended knee which could not be reduced. So basically the knee joint was not in position, and the knee was basically hyperextended this way, and it was dislocated anteriorly. ये घुटना अपनी जगह से बाहर था. So this was a challenging case for all of us, and initially we tried. It was irreducible that time, so we did try close reduction and sequential casting to get it reduced, to bring it down, but there are some specific challenges for such cases. So this is a case of a congenital dislocation of knee. So when we try and reduce the knee, the structures anteriorly were so tight that we could not bring down the tibia over the knee. So basically the joint could not be reduced despite best efforts of around 5 to 6 casting. And additionally, later on we found that the right sided hip was also subluxating. So when we try and do our provocative test, the right hip was going out. So there were two important findings, and additionally the child had constriction rings in his fingers. Then there were some syndromic features on his face, like a flattened face with a depressed nasal bridge, wider intercanthal distance. So the child appeared to be a syndromic case. Most likely the kid looks like a case of Larsen syndrome. So after around 5 to 6 casts, when we saw the correction was not coming and the knee was not getting reduced, so a decision was taken to to operate the baby. So research says that these dislocations which cannot be reduced, they have a very poor prognosis, because in these cases usually there are musculoskeletal problems, inherent problems within the muscles and tendons, and they have poor prognosis even with surgery, despite every effort to reduce the knee. We investigated the patient, prepared them for surgery. Pre-operatively we investigated and ruled out other congenital anomalies of the visceral organs of the heart. A cardiologist opinion was taken. So except a small patent foramen ovale, nothing specific was found. So basically the child was fit for surgery. So we took up the baby, and as per the plan and as per the research says and as per the studies says, there were several options which we explored. So quadriceps plasty was one of the consideration which we thought of, but given the poor outcomes in terms of strength of quadriceps and the loss of knee extension power, so this was one of the challenges with quadriceps plasty. So we in fact decided to go with Matthew Dropp's mini open technique of doing a quadriceps stenotomy. So that was the decision we took, and we went ahead and draped the baby, and an anterolateral incision was given here. So basically the basic pathology is a tight quadriceps muscle in these kids. So this tendon is contracted, is of much shorter length than the other limb. So there was an anterolateral incision was given, and the tendon was exposed. The tendon was tenotomized about 2 centimeter breadth above the superior border of patella, and additionally then we tried and reduce the knee. The knee was still not reducing. So there were two other options, to either go ahead with a femoral shortening procedure or to do an arthrolysis as well. So once we did an arthrolysis, an anterior arthrolysis of the knee, the capsule anteriorly was cut, and these adhesions, there were deep adhesions between the quadriceps tendon and the capsule. All of them were released sequentially, carefully, and we went all the way. We cut off the medial and lateral retinaculum to basically expose whole of anterior part of knee, and we went to the medial collateral and the lateral collateral on both the sides of the knee. So that really helped to relax the tissues, and we could bring down the knee, and the knee could finally be reduced to a reasonable position. We could bring down to 90 degrees of flexion, but the gap between the tendons were around 1 inch, more than 1 inch, actually 2 inches. So a reasonable position of around 50 to 60 degrees of flexion was kept, and the knee was pinned closed using smooth K wires. We then closed the wound in a subcuticular manner. So the knee was reduced. The principle behind this technique is the same as we use for tender Achilles tenotomy for clubfoot, where the tendons they regenerate. But I expect the tendon to regenerate here, and but yes, they have a fair outcome. We do not expect an excellent outcome in these cases, and we'll be following up the kid later on with sequential exercises and clinical examination. Subsequently, after the procedure, the right hip was reduced closed, and 1.5 hip spica was applied. So we'll be following up the baby, and hopefully the knee range of motion it remains, the knee doesn't resubluxates. And because these are the complications, these are the risks of doing the surgery, because these are very high complication rates of bone breakdown and recurrence of deformity. And even the hip. So we expect that to not happen, and we'll be following up the baby.
डॉक्टर रत्नाव जी ने बहुत बढ़िया ऑपरेशन किया, गुड किया। बच्चा पूरी तरह से सेहतमंद है, गुड है बिल्कुल। मैं यहाँ पे आया था, स्टाफ बहुत बढ़िया, डॉक्टर साहब भी सही है, बहुत बढ़िया। ऑपरेशन गुड हुआ, बहुत बढ़िया।
So post-operatively, the child is in a 1.5 hip spica, and the child is discharged the next day, 24 hours after surgery. Child is doing well, and they have been advised to take care of the spica. Routine spica care has been explained, and we'll be changing the spica at around 3 weeks. So that is the plan.